The County District Attorney Rachael Rollins joins us now in studio. Always good to see you. Thanks for coming back on.
Always a pleasure.
We appreciate it. Let's just start right with the news of the day, the coronavirus outbreak. Has your office, the District Attorney in Suffolk County, made any changes? And do you foresee any cases being postponed as a result of what we're seeing right now?
So we got a notice from the trial court, the chief of the all the trial courts in the Commonwealth, notifying us about, maintaining hand sanitizer and cleanliness, but we are considering whether we are only going to move forward with our most serious cases. Remember, the jury pool, when you get a call for jury duty, you sit in Suffolk County in a room sometimes with 200 or 300 other people before you're called to a jury.
As of right now, should a 70-year-old who gets a jury duty notice not show up? Well, can they do that?
Well, what I would encourage them to do is certainly if you are in that high-risk age group, you should, I would encourage people to call the number on the form that they receive and let them know that they would like to show up maybe later when there aren't as many concerns.
Let's get to this case of the valet who was shot outside of Brigham and Women's Hospital last month. He survived, but you revealed last week that he was shot accidentally by a Boston police officer who was confronting an armed suspect. Was any part of this case mishandled by police in that moment?
So the Norfolk District Attorney just issued his report, and this is a really complicated issue, Liam, because the incident started in Suffolk County at Brigham Women's Hospital, and then that individual brandished what we later found out was a replica firearm that could not actually discharge a bullet. And then he fled into Norfolk County and went up Route 9, where he ultimately died as a result of in Brookline. So the Brookline District Attorney, the Norfolk District Attorney, determined that his death was justified by law enforcement. What I announced a week ago was in Suffolk County, those police officers believing that that firearm was real. And remember, they have a split second to make these decisions.
The gun looked real.
Absolutely looked real. Very serious replica. It's why the city of Boston has banned replica weapons in the city of Boston, because people can lose their lives when it happened. We haven't made our final determination, but I've read D.A. Morrissey's findings, and I support them regarding the ultimate end of Mr. Root's life. We're going to be issuing possibly another report, but we thought those two pieces of information, that it was a replica firearm that couldn't shoot, which therefore made it clear that a Boston police officer had fired the shot that ultimately harmed the valet. We're happy to report that he's recovering. We've met with him and we met with the Root family, and then I felt obligated to let the public know those two pieces of information and not wait months until we might have made our final determination.
You have charged a former Boston College student. You and I have talked about this case. You've charged her with involuntary manslaughter in the suicide of her boyfriend. His name was Alexander Mutulu. He killed himself last May. Investigators found hundreds of text messages from In Young You, allegedly encouraging Alexander Mutulu to take his own life. But she has now produced some text messages in which she tells him not to do it. Does that change the case for you, and are you worried it could be dismissed?
So we were aware of all the text messages. We did an incredibly thorough investigation prior to doing this. We never thought this was going to be an easy case. I am very confident in the Boston police officers, MBTA police officers, and my staff that work diligently to charge this case. I stand firm it's the right thing to do with respect to honoring Alexander, as well as his family, which is deeply harmed and still grieving as a result of his untimely death. But we are confident that we're going to make it pass a motion to dismiss, but we knew this was going to be a hard case to charge, but it's the right thing to do. And I would like to remind you that in many of my murder cases, in many of my, sadly, rape and other cases, the defendant has tried to do possibly nice things. That's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on the criminal element.
The Trump administration announced recently it's sending extra Border Patrol agents to sanctuary cities around the country. That includes Boston, and they are here supposedly to help ICE agents detain and ultimately deport undocumented immigrants. Do you know how many Border Patrol agents have been sent here? And is this something where you'd communicate with the federal government about this and say, we do or we don't want these extra agents here?
So I am not aware of how many have been deployed, but right after this was announced by the President Trump, I was really concerned because local police departments are often working at what they call community policing. They're trying to let, no matter what your immigration status is, residents and individuals within our counties know we're here to protect you. If you are the victim of a crime or you witness a crime, we want you to come forward. We want to help you. When ICE militarizes themselves and swoops into a local community and literally plucking people out of that community and then leaves and goes back to where they were from, we, as the district attorneys and members of law enforcement, local law enforcement, we're left picking up those pieces and saying to the community, yeah, sorry about that. As we were saying, will you come forward and help us solve this murder?
Suffolk County District Attorney Rachael Rollins, always good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.
You bet. Take care.
We're going to shake hands?
Oh, my God, no. We'll do
The
this.
elbow.
Right.
Good to see you.